Hi guys, I'm Tanya and this is Marley.
Hi guys.
And today we're going to learn about the call of Abram. I'm reading to you from Genesis chapter 12 verses 1 through 9. Now the Lord said to Abram, "Go from your country and your kindred and your father's house to the land that I will show you. I will make of you a great nation, and I will bless you and make your name great so that you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and the ones who curse you, I will curse. In you, all the families of the earth shall be blessed." So Abram went, as the Lord told him, and Lot went with him. Abram was 75 years old when he departed from Haran.
Wow.
Abram took his wife Sarai and his brother's son Lot, and all the possessions that they had gathered, and the persons they had acquired in Haran, and they set forth to go to the land of Canaan. When they had come to the land of Canaan, Abram passed through the land to a place, to the oak of Moreh. At that time the Canaanites were in the land. Then the Lord appeared to Abram and said, "To your offspring I will give this land." So he built there an altar to the Lord who had appeared to him. And Abram journeyed on by stages toward the Negro. Now God led Abram step by step to a new land. Abram, Sarai, and Lot had to travel a long way. What do you think they did when they got hungry?
Well, I think they either I think they hunted or they asked God for help.
Okay, and sometimes they cooked food. People who traveled during the Bible times camped outside and cooked their food over an open plain.
Oh wow, that's so cool.
Today, we're going to make a campfire cake in a pan on the stove. We'll need to follow the recipe step by step. So please wash your hands before you start.
Wait a second. A stove?
Yes, Molly, a stove.
That's cool.
All right, so this is what we'll be cooking our cake in. The pan has some butter and flour in it so our cake won't burn. So the first step is to grease and butter and flour your pan. So Marley, what do you think Abram and Sarai had to do first before they started traveling? What do you do before you go on a trip?
Well, before I go on a trip, I usually pack.
That's exactly right. The first step they had to do was pack all of their belongings. Our first step is going to be to put the biscuit mix in the bowl. So if you'll take 1 cup of the biscuit mix and pour that into our bowl.
Never baked a cake on the stove, guys.
Okay, good
First
job.
time.
All right, so Abram, Sarai, and Lot took many steps under the hot sun. So what I need you to do is to cut the butter up until the line into small squares and put that into the bowl. Good job. Now make small squares of this. Cut this into smaller pieces. Okay.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, no. Like that?
All right. Once you get the small squares cut into the bowl, I'm gonna let Marley finish doing that while we move on. What do you think, Marley, it felt like to walk in the hot sun in the desert for so long?
Really lazy. But like, it probably took a long time to do that.
It did. All right, so we're gonna put our butter into the bowl. Then we're gonna crush the butter into the mix with a fork.
With the fork? Okay.
So with the fork, crush the butter into the mix.
Like, how are we gonna crush it like that?
Just mix it in. After lots of walking in the hot sand, Abram, Sarai, and Lot would have been very thirsty. Where do you think they found water?
Well, I think they found water in rivers.
Rivers, that's a good idea. So our next step in making our cake is to make a small hole in the middle of our bowl with the flour. So in the middle of your mix, make a hole, make it a little bit bigger than that because we're gonna pour our milk into the hole. This is called making a well. Perfect, perfect. Now, pour your milk right into the middle of the hole. I hope Abram, Sarai, and Lot don't forget to dust the sand out of their shoes.
Me too.
Now we're going to put some of our cinnamon sugar mix into the bowl with our milk. And we're going to mix this all up. Abram traveled around and around, step by step, as God asked him. Finally, God told Abram to stop. He was finally in the new land. Abram sat down and rested. Now let's scrape our mixture into the pan. All right, let me help you. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to dust our hands off with flour as we think about just how dusty Abram, Sarai, and Lot would have been during their travels. So Marley, if you'll come over here, put your hands over the sink. Rub your hands together, this. Now the reason we dust our hands with flour is so that the batter doesn't stick to our hands. All right. What did Abram build in the new land to say thank you to God?
He built an
altar. He built an altar. Let's pat the batter smooth like the smooth stones Abram used for the altar. Okay, make it flat. All right, now what we're gonna do next is we're gonna cover the skillet and place it on the stove over medium heat for 12 to 15 minutes. God asked Abram to move when he was 75 years old. How would it feel to move if you were that old?
Well, it would probably feel like, I don't know, it would probably feel like I can't walk.
Probably pretty stressful too.
Yeah.
I'm sure it wasn't easy, but Abram knew that God would help him. God helps us each step of the way. What are some things that God has helped you with? Well, now that our cake's been baking, let's check to see what it looks like. Oh, wow!
That looks so good, but it's a little bumpy. It's okay.
All right, go ahead and sprinkle some of this cinnamon sugar on top of our cake.
Well, I probably need to wash it.
Sprinkle around. There you go. Good job, good job. Careful not to burn yourself. Yep. All right, what a sweet ending to a long journey. That's too much. Thank you for coming to Cooking. God told Abram to move to a new land. It was a long trip, but God helped Abram every step of the way. We made a cake to cook over a campfire by following directions step by step. God led Abram to the new land. God helped Abram, and God helps us each step of the way. So now we'll say a quick little prayer. Dear God, thank you for helping me to take big steps and little steps to grow each day. Amen.
Amen.